Welcome to Tailored for Taste. Today we'll be serving up a whole lot of pasta abilities. So Terry, pasta episode.
Yes!
And I am excited.
I'm so excited too.
It's one of my favorite things to cook. It just takes, what, 8 minutes at most? Fresh
most.
pasta takes, what, 2 or 3?
3 minutes to cook.
And we're ready.
I mean, fresh pasta, people wonder why bother with the effort.
It's much more, it's...
But the flavor, the taste is completely different. They're on two different
Not only that,
levels.
but texture.
That's as
Toothsome,
well.
it's oh.
The flavor and the
amazing.
texture, and then when pasta is freshly made, like you don't even have to try too hard with the sauce.
You don't even need a fork, you just use a spoon.
Andre is going to explain to us the various types of pastas and their best uses. Let's watch.
So we're here at Hilo Barbican today, where I'll be teaching you guys a little bit about pasta. All right, I'm going to head inside, pick up some pastas. There are many different types available, hundreds for that matter. But I realize that we tend to stick to just a few. So I'm going to go inside, pick up a few, head back into the studio and teach you guys a thing or two, all right? Follow me. Hi, excuse me. You know where I find the pasta? So the average Jamaican loves pasta, but I realize that we only choose from a small amount of pasta that's available. There are hundreds of pasta dishes that are available. We have a few of them here. I want you to just look at the table here and see if you can name even half of these without looking at the cards. Now, pasta is generally made from flour, olive oil, eggs, and salt. You knead it into a dough, fold it until it's really tight, and then you cut it into the shapes that you want. Now, the shapes vary. These 5 over here are called rigate pastas. The names are right here. Rigate pastas essentially mean pastas that are ribbed. If you look at them carefully, you'll notice that you see some ribbings here. And what that does is it allows sauce to get trapped in. It creates more surface area for sauces to adhere to the pasta. You have more decorative pastas, like the farfalle over here, and the spiral pasta, which is actually called fusilli. This tricolored pasta over here, the reason you're seeing multiple different colors is because they're actually vegetables that are incorporated into this pasta dough. So it's a bit healthier than the regular pasta. Over here, we have what we like to use out here mostly for Alfredo, fettuccine. And you'll notice that fettuccine is very similar to linguine. The only real difference is that one is broader than the other. So I'm encouraging you, research them, look at what the benefits are, look at what the differences are, use them up, cook some food, experiment, have fun, take some pictures, use our hashtag TVJTFD. Let us see what you're doing, because we like seeing these things. We love to know what you're up to when you're at home, in your kitchen. And again, have some fun with it, all right?
All right, guys, so Andre showed you a couple different types of pasta, but now we're going to show you how to make fresh pasta from scratch, right?
Scratch.
Scratch.
Than scratch?
More scratch than scratch. We're used to the ones that are in the bag that are already pre-made.
Okay.
We're going to show you the Italian way.
All right.
Right?
But you know, speaking of Italian way, do you know that pasta did not come from Italy? Like, yes, it's a staple
What do you mean?
in every region in Italy. And
What?
every region has a different type of pasta that's their specialty.
So you're trying to
But
tell me that my
pasta didn't-
entire career is a lie?
No,
I
just
didn't know.
this little part.
Just this little
Just
part.
this little part, right?
All right, so clean countertop, right? I'm going to get some flour. There is a couple of recipes that you can find out there, but this you really do it by feel as best as possible. So you dump in your flour onto your countertop. You make a little well, right? And then again, you're going to do it by feel. This is 6 egg yolks and 1 whole egg. This is the Thomas Keller recipe. But I'm just going to use just a little bit less than all of that. We're not using very much, right? And then we're going to use a fork. Thank you, Terry. The little bit of olive oil. And some salt and pepper. More salt and pepper though. So all we do, Yeah, that's good. So all you do is whisk. You keep whisking the eggs, and then little by little, it'll drag flour in. That's good. All right, so once it comes together, you're going to try your best to group up as much flour into it. And you're going to try your best to make almost like a shaggy dough. It's not going to be cohesive at first. If you see that is, too much flour, you can start to push it away. Anything that is eggs though, you keep it together in one ball. So try to get it as smooth as you possibly can. It'll seem a little bit dry at first, but you can feel the spring in there, right? And you see all those little speckles of black pepper in there. It's going to be amazing when we cook it. This pasta dough is ready. We're going to rest it in the fridge for a little while.
And you have to make sure you wrap it with some saran wrap, because if you don't, your dough is going to create a film on it, and the film is going to not be something you're going to be able to get rid of. So if you want a nice, smooth, textured dough, any kind of dough, you always have to wrap it with saran wrap.
So try to get out as much air as you possibly can. And that's it. So while that lovely one rests, I made one a little earlier.
Thank you.
And you can see that it's darkened up a little bit, right?
Yes.
That's a cause of the oxidation that happens under all of this.
Right.
So this is ready. We're going to start. So as we said, just a little bit of flour. Don't need a lot. We're going to roll this out and show you a couple different things that you can do with it. All right, so it's going to come to a point where you can almost roll it no more, right? So what we're going to do, we have remember that cutter right there? So just going to cut it. We're going to send it through our pasta machine.
But if I didn't have a pasta machine,
if you don't have a pasta machine, you're going to have to work it out. You're going to have to roll it out some more with your rolling pin. You can see that it's, to this width, right? So what we're going to do now, we start it on this biggest setting, which is 1. And then, oh no, this actually needs to roll out a little more. Start it on 1. You're going to send it through a couple different times. And as you get thinner and thinner, you go down by 1. You don't want to start on a lower setting from the start, because what you're trying to do is gradually get it even.
So you're trying to get it until you can see through the dough.
Almost till you can almost see through it, right? If you're going to do this at home, I would implore you, try to use the back of your hands because it's a little flatter, right? If you use your fingers, it'll start to poke holes and all of that. I can already see my fingers through it. So we're getting there. We're getting pretty close. So this one I think is pretty thin enough. We can do some stuff with this. So from just a little ball, we have this entire sheet that we can play with. The first thing I can think of doing, we can do some linguine with this. So you're going to square it up.
Leftovers.
Leftovers. And with all of the leftovers that you cut off, you can actually roll them right back up. Just remember that you're trying to keep it as hydrated as possible. You don't want it to dry out. If you're going to need a little bit of flour, just a touch. You're just going to loosely roll it. Just cut off a little bit here. You don't want to cut right through and try to squeeze it down. Remember, we wrapped it nice and loose. So what we're going to do, let's go from here. Try to get them as equal as possible and just get a little sawing action as soon as you get down. So you try to now loosen them out a little. If they're already dry enough, what you can do is drop them straight into the pot from here, right? Or if you wanted to store them, you put them on a tray, cover it with plastic wrap, and then you keep it in the fridge for, well, not the fridge, sorry, the freezer And you freeze them for almost as long as you need them to be.
I'm making bow ties.
Oh, farfalle, those are cute. All right, guys, so we made just a few shapes. We have thousands. There are thousands of different shapes. Cavatelli. We're going to actually make ravioli today. We already did our bow ties, which are farfalle. Then there's pappardelle, linguine, spaghetti. Spaghetti. There are so many. But we're going to show you 2 more that we're going to make pasta meals out of now. We'll see you guys right after the break.